on YouTube? This is Randy 300 Blackout coming to you from my reloading room, which is also my garage. I'm looking at my SBR, my 300 Blackout SBR from Tactical Arms out of Springfield, Missouri. Absolutely love this rifle. It is sweet. First can on this is a Tactical Arms 300 Blackout Suppressor. Very nice. Not as quiet as I would probably like, but it's my first suppressor, so don't have a lot to compare it to in the 300 Blackout, but still definitely hearing safe. Just not the 120 decibels that I was expecting. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it's probably in the 130 range. I'm going to get it tested out this week. So just loading a little bit of ammo tonight. The 208 grain Hornady bullets are one of my favorites. And I'm a little anal. I make my own boxes. Well, I buy my own, make my own labels, package it up in boxes of 50. So there's the little SBR. A lot of fun. I love that thing. And then, excuse the mess, but this is my little reloading area. This is my Dillon 650. Some of you have probably seen it from my previous videos. The Dillon loves the Blackout, and this machine absolutely eats this stuff up. I load a lot of Blackout on it. I load 9, I load 45, I load 223, but I love the Blackout. And currently running some 150 grain subsonics, and a lot of people say that's not possible, but I'll show you here in a minute that it is. Currently, again, use these loads at your own risk. I'll help you out, but accurate 1680, 11.5 grains of powder is what I like on this thing. Tested a lot of them out, probably tested 500 or 600 bullets, and finally found the load that works well in my rifle. You'll need to find out one that works well in yours. But it's just a few little loads here. The far right hand side, 300 Blackout, 14.5 grains of H110. It's a supersonic load. I think it's around 1900 feet per second. I've got the exact numbers somewhere, but those are Winchester primers set to a 2.065 overall length right at the cantilever, and I do crimp. The middle one here is my 208 grain. It's the most fun round that I've got. 10.7 grains of accurate 1680, set to an overall length of 2.225 inches. And then finally, my 11.5 grains of 1680 out of my 150 grain subsonic 300 Blackout, set again to 2.065 case overall length with a crimp on the cantilever. Just to show you what I've got here, I do test all these loads out of my Magneto Speed right there. Test that here, and the loads that I was talking about. The 208 grain AMAX, 2.225 inch, 10.7 grains of 1680, 10 rounds real quick through it, very consistent, 998 feet per second out of a 10.5 inch SBR suppressed. And then I had a few other loads that I went with just to check it out, and the shorter the case overall length, the faster it did get. And then these 150 grain boat tail bullets, 2.065. These are a little bit unpredictable because you do have some extra headspace or inside that case. So they're not super consistent, but man, it's a cheap load. And so I did have a couple of them when I was doing this, that specifically one out of these 10 that went supersonic, but the rest of them were subsonic, and that's a awfully cheap load, and it's hard to pass up. But out of a 16-inch barrel, it's probably going to be pushing up there towards the speed of sound. I've had them tested where they are a little lower, like 1060, 1070. When I tested them out of my Daniel Defense 300 Blackout unsuppressed, so they're probably pushing it, but that load for me works well out of my 10.5 inch barrel. You guys have a good night. More to follow.